In the last class, we have discussed about power BJT and power BJT characteristics and all, structure characteristics and all. So today we are going to discuss about power MOSFET. MOSFET means metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. I think the normal MOSFET working you might have studied in the uh, previous semesters, and also like transistor, which is a three-terminal device. MOSFET is also a three-terminal device. Here, the three terminals are drain, source, and gate. Unlike in BJT, three terminals we are having is emitter, base, and collector. But here in MOSFET, we will be having three terminal as drain, source, and gate. Here, the gate terminal will be insulated one, so it is also called as insulated gate FET, IGFET. Okay, and another thing is that power MOSFET is a voltage control device, whereas BJT is a current control device. In BJT, in common emitter configuration, if you are taking the base current applied is controlling the device. Okay, but here in case of power MOSFET, it is a voltage control device. Here the voltage applied at the gate terminal is controlling the turn on and turn off of the power MOSFET. So here power MOSFET is a voltage control device, whereas BJT is a current control device. Another thing is it is a unipolar device. Here the charge flow is due to the majority carriers only. In case of BJT, it is a bipolar device. There, the charge carriers are both majority and minority carriers. So it is a bipolar. BJT is a bipolar device. Here, charge carrying is due to majority carriers only. So it is a unipolar device. Okay, and also control signal or base current in BJT is larger than control signal in MOSFET. Yes, there in common emitter configuration that large base current is required for turn on of transistor in case of BJT, but here a less control signal is required to turn on the power MOSFET. So that is one major difference there, and advantage of power MOSFET or over power BJT. And also circuit symbol of a n-channel enhancement MOSFET is shown here. Here D is the drain terminal, G is the gate terminal, and S is the source terminal. This arrow indicates the flow of electrons. Okay, so this is the circuit symbol of a n-channel and enhancement MOSFET. Okay, now coming to next slide, that advantage of power MOSFET over power BJT. One advantage is less input control signal to turn on device. That is what we discussed in that last slide. This one, control or base current in BJT is larger than control signal in MOSFET. That in BJT high input current signal is required to turn on the device. Here a less voltage is required in gate terminal to turn on the device. So less input control signal to turn on the device. Okay, that is one major advantage. Another one is high frequency of operation due to unipolar nature. അതായത് ബി ജെ ടി എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ബൈപോളാർ ഡിവൈസ് ആണ്. അവിടെ ചാർജ് കാരിയേഴ്സ് ആയിട്ട് ഇലക്ട്രോൺസും ഹോൾസും ഉണ്ടാവും. മെജോറിറ്റി കാരിയേഴ്സ് ഉണ്ടാവും, മൈനോറിറ്റി കാരിയേഴ്സ് ഉണ്ടാവും. സോ ഇഫ് ഓൺ സ്റ്റേറ്റിൽ നിന്ന് അത് ഓഫ് സ്റ്റേറ്റിലേക്ക് പോകുന്ന സമയത്ത്, ഓൺ സ്റ്റേറ്റ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു സ്വിച്ചിങ് സമയത്ത് ഓൺ സ്റ്റേറ്റ് ടു ഓഫ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ് ഓർ ഓഫ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ് ടു ഓൺ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്, സപ്പോസ് ഇഫ് യു ആർ ടേക്കിംഗ് ഓൺ സ്റ്റേറ്റ് ടു ഓഫ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ്, ആ സമയത്ത് എന്താണ്, ആദ്യം ഇപ്പം ഇൻപുട്ട് സിഗ്നൽ നമ്മൾ എടുത്തു കളഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ആദ്യം എന്ത് ചെയ്യണം, അതിനുള്ളിലുള്ള സ്റ്റോർഡ് ചാർജ് ഒക്കെ റിമൂവ് ചെയ്യണം. സ്റ്റോർ ചാർജ് ഇൻ ദ ബേസ് റീജിയൻ ഓൾസോ ഹാവ് ടു ബി റിമൂവ്ഡ് ആൻഡ് സ്റ്റോർ ചാർജ് ഇൻ ദ depletion region also have to be removed. So Store charge is due to majority and minority carriers, so it will be taking more time in the case of BJT. But here only majority carriers is there, so that removal of store charge will be little bit easier than that of power BJT. മനസ്സിലായോ? അവിടെ majority carrier ഉണ്ട്, minority carrier ഉണ്ട്. So how switching speed is increased is that uh, if the store charge is removed fastly when it is switching from one state to other state, switching will be faster. So there both the majority carrier is there and also minority carrier is there in the case of power BJT. Here only majority carriers alone is there. So here storage charge removal when switching from one state to another state is comparatively easier than that of power BJT. So switching is faster, so it can be used in high frequency operation. So high frequency operation due to unipolar nature. And also in case of power MOSFET, uh, positive temperature coefficient is there, whereas in power BJT it is having negative temperature of coefficient. So here parallel operation is possible, but in case of BJT, parallel operation is not possible due to negative temperature coefficient. Here we are having positive temperature coefficient, so parallel operation is possible. ഓക്കെ, അവിടെ ഈ നെഗറ്റീവ് ടെമ്പറേച്ചർ കോഎഫിഷ്യൻ്റ് ആകുന്നതുകൊണ്ട് എന്താ പറഞ്ഞാൽ ചില സമയത്ത് കറണ്ട് ഇൻക്രീസ് ചെയ്താൽ കറണ്ട് ഡിപ്പെൻഡ് ഓൺ ടെമ്പറേച്ചർ. സോ ഇഫ് ടെമ്പറേച്ചർ ഇൻക്രീസസ് it will be going to break down and the BJT will be destroyed. So here it is positive temperature coefficient, and also because of this positive temperature coefficient parallel operation, അതായത് കുറേ മോസ്ഫെറ്റ് നമുക്ക് പാരലായിട്ട് കണക്ട് ചെയ്ത് പോവാം. ഓക്കെ, ഒരു സിംഗിൾ ചിപ്പിൽ തന്നെ കുറേ പെർ മോസ്ഫെറ്റ് നമുക്ക് പാരലായിട്ട് കണക്ട് ചെയ്ത് പോവാം. Okay, and also here no secondary breakdown due to absence of minority carriers. In BJT there will be a secondary breakdown. Here only majority carriers is there, because of that secondary breakdown can be avoided in the case of power MOSFET. So these are the major four advantages of power MOSFET over power BJT. And one major disadvantage in case of power MOSFET is, as the voltage increases, that the gate voltage if we are increasing, the on state resistance will be increasing. This on state resistance will be due to these two factors. One will be channel resistance, a channel will be formed there, because of that one resistance will be there, and another one is drift region resistance. So as the gate voltage increases, on state resistance will be increasing in case of power MOSFET. So ultimately losses also will increase, power loss will increase. So that is a major disadvantage in power MOSFET. So based on this advantage and disadvantage, we can say that power MOSFET it can be used for low power operations with high switching speed, that is low power high frequency operation. Because why it is using in low power? Because here as the voltage, gate voltage increases, on state resistance will be increasing. So on state resistance if it is increasing means losses will be high. But as majority carriers only present here in the power BJT, sorry, in the power MOSFET, what will be the advantage? There the switching speed will be faster, correct? So it can be used in high frequency operation. So majorly power MOSFET are used in low power high frequency operation. Okay, understood? Why it is used in low power? Because there the on state resistance will be higher when compared to BJT and other device. On state resistance will be higher as the voltage increases. So and also switching speed will be faster because of the presence of majority carriers only. Okay, so power MOSFET are used in low power high frequency applications. Okay, and also recently what is happening, I told that for power MOSFET that high on state resistance is there. Initially, we are using that P and N substrate with the silicon materials. Now, another one, silicon carbide materials are coming into the industry. So, the silicon carbide, one big advantage with silicon carbide is that it is having less on-state resistance. That is 1 by 10th or 1 by 15th that of silicon, less resistance, on-state resistance is there for silicon carbide. So, to reduce on-state resistance, silicon carbide materials are used instead of silicon materials in power MOSFET. So that the on-state resistance, one of the major disadvantage of power MOSFET, can be somewhat reduced. Okay. Also, power MOSFET mainly used in low power, high frequency applications, just as we told. Low power because it will be having high on-state resistance, so losses will be high. So it is majorly preferred in low power applications, and also high frequency because it is having only majority carriers. Switching action will be faster in case of power MOSFET. So high frequency application. Power MOSFETs mainly used in low power, high frequency application. And also power MOSFET are of majorly two types. One is N channel enhancement MOSFET and P channel enhancement MOSFET. In that, N channel is mainly used because the mobility of electrons will be more than that of holes. So electrons will be moving faster. So N channel is mainly used for as power MOSFET. Okay, because of the high electron mobility, N channel is mainly used. Okay. This is a N-channel enhancement planar MOSFET, structure of a N-channel enhancement planar MOSFET. Okay, here a P substrate is there, which is also called as body. On top of that, two N plus region is diffused. See here, one N plus. N plus means heavily doped N substrate, and two N plus regions is diffused in P substrate. Okay. And on top of that, one insulating layer SiO2, which will act as an insulator. SiO2 layer is uh, formed on top of this N plus layers. Okay, and also we will be etching this insulating layer, and two metallic terminals, source and drain, is formed in this two N plus regions. See here, it is etched and formed source, and here it is etched and formed drain. And also a layer of metal is deposited on top of SiO2 layer to form gate of the MOSFET. So three terminals we have made here. One is source. Here SiO2 layer is etched in this N plus region and formed source. Here also SiO2 layer is etched and a metallic drain is formed. And here on top of SiO2 layer, insulating layer, metal is deposited and formed gate terminal, source, gate and drain. Okay, so three terminals are formed. That is what it is written here. On P substrate or body, two heavily doped N plus regions are diffused. Okay, insulating layer of silicon dioxide, SiO2, is formed on top of that. See, silicon dioxide, which is an insulating layer. Okay, insulating layer is etched, and N plus region make contact with the metallic source and drain. Source and drain terminals is made. Layer of metal is deposited on SiO2 layer. Layer of metal is deposited on this silicon dioxide insulating layer to form the gate of the MOSFET. Just three terminals are formed here. Okay, and also how it is operating, we will see. When gate is open, no currents flows from drain to source and load because of reverse biased N plus P junction. Okay, so if VDD is connected here from drain to source, and this gate terminal is open, suppose it is open. So when the gate terminal is open, you see here VDD is connected here, negative to source and positive to drain. So here this PN plus junction will be acting as a reverse bias junction. When no gate signal is given, here the N plus P junction will be acting as reverse biased. So there won't be any current flow here. Okay, there won't be any current flow here. So because of that, there won't be any current flow here when the gate terminal is open. And what will be happening if a positive voltage is given to gate with respect positive voltage is given to gate with respect to source? What will be happening here? When gate is made positive with respect to source, an electric field is established and induce negative charges in P substrate below SiO2 layer. Here this is a metallic plate, this is an insulating layer, and this is a semiconductor layer downside. So this will act as a capacitor. Understood? This is a metallic plate and this is a for capacitor, two metallic plates, and in between dielectric is required. Okay, capacitor operation you might have studied in lower semesters. Okay, so here this is one plate and this semiconductor layer also will act as another plate. So here if positive voltage is given here in this gate terminal, here everything will be positive. Okay, here it will be negative in the dielectric medium. Then this side of the dielectric medium it will be positive and this side it will be negative. So here in this P substrate region, negative charge is accumulated here. Okay, negative charge is accumulated, and as the gate voltage increases, this negative charges from here to here it will be forming, and this negative charge region is called as a channel. Okay, so a negative electron channel is formed here. See, electron channel is formed here, and as the electron channel is formed, current will be passing from this drain to source. Electron will be flowing from this source to drain. So the current will be flowing from this drain to source. Okay, so when gate is made positive with respect to source, an electric field is established as shown here and induce negative charges in P substrate below SiO2 layer. Below SiO2 layer, P substrate is induced. Sorry, below SiO2 layer, negative charges is induced, and negative charges form N channel, and current can flow from drain to source. Current will be flowing from drain to source, whereas electron will flow from source to drain. Okay, here N plus, here also N, and here also N. So current will be flowing from here to here when this VDD is connected. Okay, if VGS is made more positive, N channel becomes more deep and therefore more current flows from drain to source. If VGS, that gate voltage, is made more positive, this channel width will be increasing. Channel width will be increasing and more current will be flowing. More ID current, drain current will be flowing from drain to source. Okay. Drain current ID is increased by gradual increase in gate voltage. That is what we told now. If the gate voltage is increased gradually, the current, drain current also will be increasing. Okay. But here also we have told in the previous slides also, if the channel, if the gate voltage is increasing, the on state resistance will be high. On state resistance will be high in case of power MOSFET. So if the gate voltage is increasing, the channel width will be increasing, current will be increasing. But the problem is, if the gate voltage is increasing, channel width increases, but also the on state resistance also increases. So here the power loss will be higher in case of power MOSFET. So here N channel between drain and source gives large on state resistance, so high power loss. So planar MOSFET is feasible only for low power MOSFET. Correct. For this can be used only for low power MOSFET, because here as the gate source voltage increases, the on state resistance will be high, so the power loss will be high. So planar MOSFET, this is a planar MOSFET, is feasible only for low power applications. Okay, and another MOSFET is shown here, that is a high power MOSFET, N channel DMOS. Okay, this is a N channel DMOS structure. So here what is happening, a N plus substrate is there. Here the construction is little bit different that we seen in that planar MOSFET. Okay, here also it will be a vertically oriented structure, as we have seen in power diodes, power BJT. Here also it will be a vertically oriented structure. The major advantage of vertically oriented structure is surface area will be increasing, so it can dissipate more power. Okay, so here a N plus substrate is there. On top of that, a N minus higher resistivity layer is grown. Okay, N plus means heavily doped N substrate. On top of that, a N minus layer, lightly doped N minus layer is grown. This thickness of N minus layer determines the voltage handling capacity of this device. Previously we have seen in that power BJT and power diode, that is the major thing with this N minus layer is to increase the voltage handling capacity of this device. Okay, on the other side of this N plus substrate, an SiO2 layer is formed. An SiO2 layer is formed here. You see here, silicon dioxide insulating layer, and on top of that drain is formed. Okay, and P minus regions are diffused in epitaxially grown N layer. Here N layer is there, lightly doped N layer is there. On top of that P minus region is formed. Okay, so on top of that N plus layers are also heavily doped, N plus layers are also grown here. You see here, N plus layers are diffused in P minus region. Okay, so that is, and also on top of that SiO2 layer with the metallic source and drain terminals. SiO2 layer is formed. On top of that, you see here metallic source is formed. Here downside SiO2 layer is there. There drain is formed. Okay, and on top of SiO2 layer here, metal is deposited, and gate terminal is also formed here. Okay, here one major advantage in case of this DMOS is many power BJTs can parallelly connected here. Parallel connections of 1000 basic MOSFET cells on same single chip of silicon can be made. One single chip of silicon, there parallelly thousands of basic MOSFET can be connected. Here you see, here N plus, here one MOSFET is there, here one MOSFET is there, like that it can connect parallelly thousands of MOSFET in case of power MOSFET. Okay, here initially you see, if the gate voltage is 0 and VDD is present, N minus P minus junctions are reverse biased and no current flows from drain to source. Okay, here drain to source, here if the gate voltage is 0, and VDD is present, drain is connected to positive terminal and source is connected to negative terminal. In that case, and no gate voltage is there, here this P minus N minus junction will be reverse bias, and no current will be flowing from drain to source because it is reverse biased. Okay, so no current. In case of BJT, there will be minority carriers for current, but here only majority carriers is there, so no current will be there when it is in reverse bias condition. Okay, so no current will be flowing from drain to source. So when no gate voltage is applied and VDD is applied, the P minus N minus junction will be reverse bias, so no current will be flowing through this MOSFET. Okay, and when gate terminal is made positive with respect to source, electric field is established and electron form N channel in the P regions. When gate terminal is positive, gate terminal is positive means here it will be positive. In the dielectric medium it will be negative, and here this side of dielectric medium it will be positive, and downside it will be negative. Okay, so here what will be happening? Negative charges will be inducing in this P minus region, and thus channel is formed here. So it will be starting conducting when gate voltage crosses a threshold voltage. So after that threshold voltage crosses, the channel is induced here in this P minus region. So the current will be starting flowing from drain to source. Drain to source current will be flowing, and the current direction is shown like as here. From drain it will be flowing through this n minus region, and through n minus region it will be entering in this n channel, and thus it will be flowing to source. Similarly this side also it will be flowing. So gate terminal is made positive with respect to source, electric field is established, and electron form n channel in the p regions. With the gate voltage is increased, ID also increases. Similarly, as we told previously, if the gate voltage is increased, the current also will be, ID current also will be increasing. And the length of the n channel can be controlled. Here the n channel, how means n channel can be controlled by using this gate voltage. So on state resistance can be made low if short length is used for the channel. If the n channel length is short, the on state resistance will be less. So by controlling the length of the n channel formed here, we can control the on state resistance. So on state resistance can be made in control if the short length channel is used. Okay, so and also conduction is due to majority carriers. So time delays caused by removal or recombination of minority carriers are eliminated, so it can be used in high frequency application. Here only majority carriers is there for conduction, minority carriers is not there. So if it is switching from one state to other state, one major advantage will be here minority carriers are not there. So the storage charge removal here will be little bit easier when compared to power BJT and other devices. So the removal and recombination of minority carriers are eliminated in the case of power MOSFET. So the switching will be faster from on state to off state, or from off state to on state, it will be faster. So it can be used in high frequency application. Here the delay time while switching from one state to other state is less. So switching is faster, so it can be used in high frequency applications. So this is the MOSFET transfer characteristics. Here the variation of ID as a function of gate voltage is shown here. That is, ID means output current and VGS is input voltage. That is output current versus input voltage. Variation of drain current as a function of gate source voltage. Here you can see after a threshold voltage VGST, till the threshold voltage current ID current will be 0. If it is reaching the threshold voltage, at that time only that n channel is formed, and the power MOSFET starts conducting, and the current will be flowing from drain to source. So after this VGST, that is the threshold voltage, from this voltage onwards current starts flowing from drain to source in case of power MOSFET. So after VGST you can see it will be increasing almost linearly. Okay, so this magnitude of VGST will be of the order of 2 to 3 volt. So this is the transfer characteristics, that is the graph between ID versus VGS, output current with the input voltage. So after VGST, a threshold value, after that the MOSFET starts conducting, and the current will be flowing from drain terminal to source terminal. After that it will be increasing linearly. So this is the transfer characteristics of power MOSFET. And another one is output characteristics. Here the variation of drain current as a function of drain source voltage with the VGS as a parameter. Okay, here the drain current, this is the output current and the output voltage, ID versus VDS with the VGS as a parameter. Here you see, for low value of VDS, the graph between ID and VDS is almost linear. For low value of VDS, you see the graph is almost linear. Okay, so at that time, constant on-state resistance will be there. Okay, if the VDS is increased, output characteristics is relatively flat, indicating that the drain current is nearly constant. As the VDS increases, you can see here drain current is constant. Okay, drain current is constant. Drain current is constant. This is for different VGS. VGS is increasing from here to here. As VGS increases, also current ID is increasing. So if the VDS is increased, output characteristics is relatively flat, indicating. Here you see from this region it will be acting in saturation region, this region it will be acting in cutoff region, and this region it will be acting in active region. Okay. So power MOSFET operate as switch either in A or B, that is either in saturation region or in cutoff region. So this is the output characteristics of power MOSFET. And another one is switching characteristics. Here switching characteristics of this power MOSFET is influenced by internal capacitance of the device and the internal impedance of the circuit. Okay. So here a turn on delay time is there. Initially you can see it initially voltage VG is applied. So at that time you can see in the case of ID a turn on delay time is there. TD is there. TD, a delay time is TDN. At that time the input capacitance charges to threshold value VGST. This is the time for input capacitance to charges to a threshold voltage VGST. See, this is the time TDN. Okay, at that time you can see ID is 0. And also another time is the TR. TR is called the rise time, during which gate voltage rises to VGSP. Gate voltage rises to VGSP from VGST to VGSP. Okay, a voltage sufficient to drive MOSFET into on states. See, at that time you can see the current is increasing and it is reaching ID. Okay, when this VGSP is reached, the current is starting from 0 and it is increasing till ID. Okay. So VGSP is the voltage sufficient to drive MOSFET into on state. Here you see MOSFET is fully on here. And also during time TR, drain current rises to 0 to full value ID. From 0 to full value ID. So the total turn on time will be TDN plus TR. TDN plus TR, where TDN is the time for charging input capacitance to gate threshold value VGST, and TR is the time to increase that VGS voltage from VGST to VGSP, where VGSP is the voltage sufficient to drive transistor in on state. Okay, here transistor is MOSFET is on. And turn on time can be reduced by using low impedance gate drive circuit. If we are using low impedance gate drive circuit, the turn on time can be reduced. Okay. And also turn off delay time TDF. Here you can see a turn off. Here the input voltage is taken out. At that time a delay is there, a TDF delay is there, time during which the input capacitance discharges from V1 to VGSP. Okay, that is the TDF here, time during which input capacitance distant from overdrive voltage V1 to VGSP. Overdrive voltage V1 to VGSP യിലേക്ക് discharge ചെയ്യുന്ന ആ time അതിനെയാണ് നമ്മൾ TDF എന്ന് വിളിക്കുന്നത്. Okay, then another time fall time TF is there, time during which input capacitance discharge from VGSP to VGST. Here you see from VGSP to VGST other discharge ചെയ്യുന്ന input capacitance discharging from VGSP to VGST voltage, അതാണ് ഈ TF എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. So at that time you can see the current ID from ID value to 0 it is discharged. So during TF drain current fall from ID to 0. At that time voltage is VGSP only. So when the VGS is less than or equal to VGST, when VGS gate source voltage is less than or equal to VGSC, at that time MOSFET turn on time is complete. Whereas in case of transistor, by that time it won't be turned off. Here, when the VGS is less than or equal to that threshold voltage, at that time, in case of switch off, MOSFET is turned off completely. So these are the switching characteristics of MOSFET. So that is for today. So MOSFET also, power MOSFET also completed. In the next class, we will be seeing IGBT. So with IGBT, this first module will be over. So we will be seeing that in next class.